Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Demi SEA Weekly. This week is number 11, and today we got some pretty good games. My name is Queen Alyx, and I am joined by Light_VIP. How's it going?
What's up, Alex? We're back. We're here. Another week of Demi SEA Weekly. It's no longer a semi at this point. It's done.
Yeah. It is finally actually a weekly instead of a bi-weekly.
Oh boy, we're here and we're back, and we have some pretty interesting players who we have not seen in quite some time.
Oh yeah, for sure. But as we load in here to Pillars of Gold LE, we're joined in the top right-hand corner of the map by the Red Zerg player, hailing from the Philippines and playing for Generation Gaming. It is Nux.
And spawning in the bottom left, it's someone who we have not seen in quite some time. I think it is his first time playing in Demi SEA Weekly. He is the Australian Terran player. He is purple, representing Legacy Esports. It is RunaMoK.
Yeah, no, RunaMoK is a name that I've seen for quite a while as somebody that, kind of like just has done a lot of research into the oceanic scene, but I haven't seen him play in a while.
Yeah. Famously, he's Prob's roommate. So if you're
Claim to fame.
Yep, that's what he's known for. He's a roommate, like.
Yeah.
So if you want Probe to play in these, this is the guy that you got to complain to. It's this guy right here.
Yeah. Just yell at him to go slam on probes to like fucking play.
God damn it, RunaMoK. But yeah, as you said, like, he isn't a very active player. Back in the day, a couple of years ago, he was, very active, taking this seriously. Nowadays, he only really shows up for like ANZ champs or the DreamHack qualifiers.
Yeah, it's definitely a name that I know, but not a name I've seen. He just kind of hangs out, He's known as, one of the pro gamers in Australia, but yeah, you don't really see him playing a lot.
Yeah, he's one of the few Terrans.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Though I imagine he's a little overshadowed by Seether and Azure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And he has a very interesting style. You don't see this too often, but he opted to skip the Reaper.
Yeah, he went straight into Reactor. Definitely very interesting, and just going for a late SCV scout instead. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Not something you see very often, unless you're doing some sort of like two racks rush build or something.
And he could be looking to do something like that. Like, we do see his initial Marines are hunting down Overlords. As best they can, kind of missing it a little bit, but I mean, this, like, because of this, he will have an influx of Marines, and if he wants, he can hit a little bit harder with maybe even like a Hellbat timing with all these Marines to support.
Yeah, for sure. It could be what's it called, the Korean barbecue, as I like to call it. But yeah, it's looking up to be certainly a ZVT. I always like casting ZVTs. It is a matchup I enjoy.
For sure.
Casting and playing.
Yeah.
We've got OB Speed as well.
I also wanted to like make a public apology. I didn't get to mention it yet about last week's broadcast. I don't know what was going on with you and Yaku.
Listen, you put me and Yaku on the same cast. This is your fault.
The thing that stands out to me throughout the entire cast is you spent like a solid 3 minutes talking about sand.
Yeah. It's tasty. It's crunchy.
I was like, what? What is happening right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
God.
you know the dynamic the two of us have. We go on completely off the like out of pocket tangents that don't mean anything.
Yeah. It's just talking about straight up nothing. It's just
Yeah. You knew this going into it.
And I was not disappointed. I want to make it happen. You know, maybe every now and then. Unfortunately, you know, Yaku, like he's pretty tired. Like he casted yesterday, he's casting tomorrow as well, and he opted out. But maybe next week we can make it happen again. I don't know. We'll see.
I would like that to become a regular thing because it was incredibly it was incredibly chaotic and incredibly entertaining.
Definitely. And yo, we were just talking about this. How about timing?
Yeah, the Hellbat timing push, the Korean barbecue. Here he comes into the natural. The Ling sitting up behind for a bit of a surround, but he's waiting back, trying to see if the Queens can do enough work against the Hellbats first because he does not want to push into those with just Lings.
No, he does not, and that's the scary thing. There's no Banelings here ready for this whatsoever.
Yeah, his Bane nest is not finished yet, but the Medivac does get taken down, so if he manages to get the Banes up in time, or, you know, have the Queens hold out long enough, he can possibly take this down. He's gonna isolate a couple of Hellbats over here, and actually, these Queens doing a lot of work. He's gonna be able to clean this up pretty nicely.
Yeah. I mean, sure, he lost 6 drones, but, like, again, that was a pretty devastating attack, and he was able to hold without any Banelings whatsoever.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, a Hellbat timing like that is deadly, and, the fact that he was able to hold out, you know, just like that was pretty good.
Definitely. So Nux looking pretty good so far. He does go for a bit of a counterattack. There is a full wall. At the moment, RunaMoK is a little bit vulnerable. Like, I wouldn't mind even just going for a bit of like a pseudo Baneling bust because like he has no Widow Mines, he has no tanks. Like all his factory production were in those Hellions.
Yeah, he was getting those Hellions up, and now he's been using the factory to put down add-ons and stuff. So yeah, he's really just got not a lot here.
Yeah, there is an opportunity, but I mean, Nux, like, he's kind of just playing this a little bit safer. He's droning up at home. He's getting upgrades. He may have seen the Banshee as it went over his Lings.
Yeah, I think he might have. We'll have to see if he has a response here. He's already got the spores up anyways, but yeah. There will be a cloaked Banshee, but I think he's choosing to stay home. You know, in case anything happens.
Yeah, I like this because I feel like RunaMoK knows that Nux knows what he's going for, so he's like, I'm not gonna risk sending my Banshees across the map and doing nothing with them, right?
Yeah, he doesn't really want to waste them away on absolutely nothing, so he's gonna keep them on the defense in case Nux does go for something like a Bane bust. You know, it would help against defending against this, as he is still relatively light on like strong, you know, the usual strong Terran backbones, like the tanks and the Widow Mines.
Yeah, only just now starting his very first tank of the game, already almost 8 minutes in, which is not really what you want to see. And that's also, and because he's choosing to go for tanks of all things, that means the incoming Spire and eventual Mutas are going to be that much better for Nux.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He went with the tanks this game, and we'll see if he uses them well enough to make up for the fact that there are Mutas.
Oh yeah, we'll see if he can babysit them, if he can keep them safe. He is going across the map with these 2 Banshees. We did, you know, mention that were spores, but they can still find some damage.
Yeah, they can. They're still within spore vision range, but they can just kind of stay out of. Oh, he loses a Banshee.
Yeah, it's not ideal. He kind of traded the Banshee for the Queen, but I mean, he's still dealing some pretty, like, even more economic damage.
Yeah, it's not awful damage, honestly, and he gets the scout off on the 1/1 on the way as well. Yeah, not terrible. Just being annoying. As we have a move out over here.
Yeah, he's moving out, you know, with all these Marines. He's kind of hitting a timing. 1/1 is already done for his bio. It still does feel like this army, it's just pure Marine. Like, he didn't move out with any tanks or anything, so he has to be careful.
His only tanks are at home at the moment. I don't think he's confident enough to take them away yet, as he gathers up reinforcements. He's going to keep going with his double drop over here. Comet Shoot's just finishing up as he sets up here by the 4th.
Yeah,
but oof,
that's a lot of Lings. That's a lot of Lings. That's a lot of Lings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay. So Nux still has to be like, regardless, even though there are so many Lings, like you don't want to trade too inefficiently against all these Marines. And I'm still waiting for Nux to really do something with his mutas. Like he's got a decent amount of them out.
Yeah. He's got a mute account, but he's not moved out yet. He's currently rallying them over. We'll see what he gets up to. Don't think there's too much going on over the third in terms of, you know, any capability for him to get any significant damage. All the reinforcements over here. This is where he's sort of been rallying his army.
Oh, speaking of rallying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, he's dipping. He's dipping.
Okay. He's not committing to anything quite yet. Oh, maybe he can catch a free tank.
There is a bit of bio here, not a lot. That turret is able to go up. There's also a Ling run by the front, and the door's open. So he's gonna get some SCV damage here, possibly. I don't know. They were target fired. So that not too consequential.
Yeah, I mean,
music is for that.
it's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame that like the mutas didn't really find too much damage. Like he showed his hand as well, and immediately once that happened, like RunaMoK, he's starting Thor production.
Yep, he's already got them on the way. He's ready. Yeah, he did get one tank, which is all right. Especially since he only has one factory. At the moment, I believe. Oh, no, two factories. One's making winter mines. You could possibly find another tank here and a couple of turrets.
Oh my god. Yeah, we've got
big meter count.
Exactly. We've gone to the point where there's just an insane amount of meters. They do not care about like lone turrets whatsoever.
It do not matter.
Oh god. At the same time, Nux has to be careful because there's a lot of bio, and again, like man with gun is pretty good, especially against meters.
Yeah, they're very efficient units, and the only way to beat bio is to be more efficient. And mutas, they're good units, but against bio, they're not particularly efficient.
That's.
Lings go in. Nothing really happens. Just Lings get killed.
Yeah, RunaMoK's being pretty active, and I love these like small pockets of bio that he's utilizing. At the same time, Nux is still trying to find some damage with these mutas, and it looks like he's gonna find some here in the natural. Oh my god!
Yeah, he's gonna get a couple of parts. Pretty big hit.
Yeah, he just took some Widowmine shots directly to the face. Two of them were hidden behind the gas geyser.
Yep, that is a pretty good place to hide them. You know, perspective and everything. But yeah, that's a really smart spot actually.
Yeah. Oh god, that was almost devastating. Like those were juicy connections. And
oh yeah. And with the Thor's following up, he's forced to go home before he loses too many. Thors are painful.
Oh boy, and we're getting into a long one. RunaMoK, he's not necessarily playing mech, but like he's got sensor towers all over the place. He's been pretty defensive. He has never like pushed out with like his Widowmines or his tanks.
Yep. Yeah, he's kind of just staying home, trying to not lose too much damage because he knows if he moves out, the mutas are just gonna come in and do a ton of damage, and you know he's gonna get overrun by Lingbane, just being pumped out. I mean, Nux is a pretty good base count at the moment. His production is really high. Oh, okay.
I mean, oh god, that poor Thor. They're so thick. Jesus Christ.
Too wide.
Oh god.
Oh, speaking of being overwhelmed by Lingbane. Nux's entire army here crushing this drop.
Yeah, exactly. And RunaMoK has to respond. Like he needs to move everything else because he's so spread out.
Yeah, he's really spread thin, trying to defend all of his bases. Though that Thor, just absolutely annihilating those mutas, forced to go home.
And we finally reached that point. RunaMoK, he just wanted to survive, like until he got maxed out, and he's gotten there.
Yeah, no, he's maxed out. He's got a significant army here. Like he's got a couple of Thors. Like the Thor count is pretty good. So these mutas shouldn't be able to go onto the main army. A good connect with the Banelings, but the splits able to counter, and in the end trade in favor of RunaMoK. These mutas though doing as I said they would do, get some counter damage. Very low though because a couple of mine hits, a couple of Thor hits.
Yeah, we'll see if it was worth it because those mutas, they killed missile turrets really. They didn't do much else across the map, and this bio army is still looking to push forward.
Yeah, this is very efficient bio army at 2-2 at the moment, but there's a lot of Banes here, and he's taking a lot of connections with them. Like, that killed most of the bio.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a drop in. Oh my god, he's getting a surprising amount of damage with this.
That's not an insignificant amount of drones.
Oh my god. And here we go. The reinforcements continue to rally into the center of the map, clearing up all this creep. What's very important though is that as all this is happening, 6 Ultralists are on the way.
Yeah, they're switching to Ultras as the Mutas start getting traded out a little bit, as the Thor count gets up. Ultralisks, much better against Thors than Mutas are, fun fact. That should help him out here, especially with the creep spread, because Nux, one of the few Southeast Asian Zergs that actually creep spreads, fun fact.
It's true, it's true. It's something that me and Micah and Ender they don't want it. They don't want any of it. Oh god.
They don't really do it. Oh, Thors. They vanished.
Oh god, absolutely. And meanwhile, at the same time, this right-hand base, like, there's no defense whatsoever, so it looks like the Mutas will finally find some damage here.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to get some damage before they get traded out. He's still producing a couple of Mutas, but I don't think he's gonna go as heavily into them. Just gonna use them. Oh my.
God, the mine shots,
say that.
Yeah, they've been juicy. I don't know if I like that Nux continues to make Mutas.
Yeah, he really needs to cut off and focus on his ultras here. He has a good ultra count, but he needs to be able to replenish that ultra count.
Yeah, and like typically, eventually, like in the late game, you want to go into like Corruptors and then maybe into Broodlords as well. The usefulness of those Mutas kind of runs thin a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, you definitely want to go Ultra Corruptor a little bit into late game, as you know the Terran's gonna start getting up Liberators to counteract these Ultras.
Yeah.
Like Mutas just don't have the range to deal with Liberators.
And speaking of Liberators, I'm surprised we don't see any Liberator production at all. That's instead, RunaMoK, he's looking to go into Ghosts.
Yeah, like RunaMoK has reached the point where he's got the army to counteract the Ultras. He's focusing on his Marauders. And he's getting the Ghosts, but he doesn't have any Liberators, so it's definitely interesting.
I mean, they're both like different answers to the question of Ultras, right? Like they both do well. There's so many Marauders here.
Oh, there is quite a lot of Banelings though, but Marauders, they do quite well against Banelings.
They don't care, mate. Like RunaMoK, his army is just so so wide.
Like a wide boy. Yeah, it's a bunch of wide boys.
Oh my god.
Wasn't there wide Putin music? Gotta get the memes going.
Oh god.
Yeah, this Marauder count is, he doesn't have like the most units on the map, but it is very effective units.
Definitely.
And the snipes come out.
Ooh. The snipes do land. The Link Bane is trying to connect, but he drags them into Widow Mines.
Yup, and more snipes coming out. Thinning out the herd, really.
Oh boy, and he's goddamn, he's still making Mutas. He's not stopping.
Yeah, he needs to switch to Corruptors to deal with the medevac count, because that medevac count is massive and there's nothing in terms of anti-air for the Zerg here, and all these snipes, there's so many ghosts here. Like, the Ultras are just gone.
Yeah, exactly, and sure, like, the Marauder count was almost reset, but, like, it's the Ghost that managed to survive everything, the energy-based units, and with that, finally, RunaMoK is able to take out one of these bases.
Yeah, no, having that massive Marauder count and the Thors in the front just meant Ghosts were getting free damage. Like, just no cost to the Ghosts. They're just getting free damage off, free snipes. And there's still a couple of Thors here to buffer for the Ghosts. So, yeah, there are quite a few Banelings being made, so we'll have to see if Nux is able to get a good connect off. As, here come 4 Mutas.
Oh, no, the 4 Mutas are here.
This looks like one of my games. Just running on like 4 Mutas, because he really can't afford to make more with trying to fill out his ultra count, but he's still making them.
The thing is, like, for you, it makes sense because it's on brand. You're like, oh, yo, I'm Alyx. I gotta make the Mutas. Yeah.
I gotta make the Mutas, even if I'm running on 2 bases. Like,
oh, God.
losing hard.
And And that's something that we haven't pointed out, but yeah, Nux, he's basically on 2-base economy. Like that's these 2 bases are all he's got.
They're really oversaturated. Like he's not got a lot of in terms of mining bases. He's got that 4-base saturation in terms of numbers, but he definitely doesn't have the bases for it.
Oh god, definitely. Meanwhile, sure, he takes out the base. He used every single baneling that he had. You can see the supply just plummet for Nux, and now it's time for RunaMoK to counterattack.
Yeah, absolutely. Those banelings got no damage on the bio whatsoever. They just got kited to all hell with the concussive shells. So he just turns around, pops the planetaries with the banelings. It's a good move. I mean, banelings are good for popping planetaries, but it does not have a lot of supply.
Yeah, and now he doesn't have that much to defend. He is morphing in a couple more banelings, and he's going in for maybe the last fight.
Yeah, he does get a good connection there, actually, but there's still so much bio here, and this is all such cost-effective bio. The ghosts have still not been touched, and GG's call.
RunaMoK. Old make RunaMoK, the roommate. He shows everyone that he's not just a roommate. He plays some StarCraft.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he knows the late game Terran. Like he stumbled a little bit with his opening, but he kind of popped off.
Yeah, it's really well done, and honestly, I can't wait because RunaMoK is one of those players who has kind of returned. Like, I don't know if you saw, but there was that announcement about ANZ champs, and a lot of the players in the scene have kind of been reinvigorated a little bit. They're excited and they want to play StarCraft.
Was it that video that the ESL Australia put out?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good video.
With the cue cards. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, ESL Australia sounds fun to work with. They just mess around. It's really cool. It's really cool to see.
Definitely, it's really cool that they want to invest into StarCraft. Like, this is something that they don't need to do. No other region in the world for ESL does it. It's just ESL Australia. They want to support StarCraft as best they can.
Yeah, I mean, ESL obviously globally has been supporting StarCraft, but they don't like show it like in terms of the social media and everything. Like the primary, like you only see like the ESL StarCraft pages, you know, really pushing this. But ESL Australia as an organization has pushed it to the general esports audience, and that's cool to see. Like especially a game as old and as seen as niche as StarCraft has become over the years.
Definitely. They have a lot of love for it because that's, you know, a lot of them they grew up on it as well, right? There's a lot of because StarCraft is so old, they've kind of got people all over the place nowadays, and yeah, it's really cool what they're doing.
It's cool seeing a game that has become as niche and, you know, that has, you know, sort of not had as big of an audience anymore, like getting the attention that it does. But yeah, we have loaded into Oxide LE, and joining us on the top right hand side of the map, the Red Zerg player hailing from the Philippines and playing for Generation Gaming. We have, of course, Nux.
It's Genesis Gaming.
Genesis? I thought it was Generation.
You can
No, that's
see
Genji Esports, the Korean team. Never mind. Yeah, you're right.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the returning Australian player, the Australian Terran. He is purple, representing Legacy Esports. It is RunaMoK.
The reason I got confused there is because there's a Korean League of Legends team called Genji Esports, and everybody makes the joke of Generation Gaming. And my brain just defaulted to that for some reason. I knew it was Genesis Gaming, but the meme was stuck in my head.
God damn it.
Why are there two teams, different esports teams, both named Genji with the same formatting? Gen-G.
Shaking my head.
God damn it.
Oh god.
God damn it.
They've got competition with the new Korean team, GGG. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, good game gaming as well. Oh god. Esports teams, man, they gotta be more creative.
I know. Oh my god. It's awful. Especially the worst part is like there are some esports teams that like don't even spell esports correctly, and they use like the hyphen and all that stuff. It's like, man,
or like the lowercase e, uppercase s. It's like no, it's just capital E, Sports.
It's like it's a word. Do you don't know how words work?
Yeah.
Like what?
But what is with this lowercase e? Hello? It's not how words work.
Oh god. Shaking my head.
Like, are these like team owners? Like, do they even care about esports, or are they just in it for the business? They're just in it for the money.
If they are, they're not good businessmen. I'm just.
Like, there's so many like TOs and team owners like that are investing it as investors, you know, not as genuine people that pay attention and love esports. And you can tell, you can absolutely tell when they're like outside investors, like cashing in on esports and stuff like that, and they don't genuinely know as much or care as much about the esports aspect.
I mean, if you want to have a look at
It's become
that,
quite a common thing.
yeah, look at the Overwatch League. F's in the chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. OWL has that problem a lot. I mean, even like in League as well, and in Korea and stuff. Like a game as big as League of Legends is seeing this problem as well, where the team owners don't care about the game; they care about investing in the players and investing in money.
And you know, there is some of that here, but like again, like because StarCraft is so old, a lot of the people here are here for the passion, like teams like Legacy Esports and Genesis Gaming, like especially Genesis Gaming, who's a relatively new team, like only a couple of months old, really, and they're investing even in players in this scene region.
Yeah, for sure. Like like StarCraft has that aspect of, because it's like a much smaller game than it used to be, and a much smaller game compared to the giants of CS:GO and League of Legends and Valorant. Like, you get more dedicated players and more dedicated teams. And more dedicated fans.
We get people like the CEO of Shopify just stepping in and just like, you know, helping sponsor Home Story Cup and stuff like that. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the people that invest and you know, watch and you know, put on tournaments, they care more about the game because it's just a smaller community. You get more dedicated players. It's math.
Yeah, look at that. It's math. We can count.
To 10.
Yeah. There you go. It's all you need to be a caster.
It's true. Count to 10 and read the number on the side of the screen with game heart.
Yep. If we don't have game heart, we're screwed. That's it.
Yeah, we can't count. Like, you expect me to watch every single worker to count how many get killed? The hell? Casting's hard enough with StarCraft as is. There's so much going on anyways.
Oh god. And speaking of, you know, things going on, RunaMoK went for something completely different, which again I'm pretty impressed by, because a returning player like RunaMoK usually has like 1, maybe 2 builds per matchup, but this time, you know, he didn't go for that big marine heavy opening, and now he's got all these Hellions out, and oh my god. Uh-oh.
Not bad damage for 6 Hellions, honestly, especially on a player on the level of Nux, especially in his EVT. Like, this is not bad at all. He does clean up the Lings, and he will get cleaned up at the Queens. He only gets 6 drones, but again, you know, considering the fact that he took out a bunch of Lings as well with this, it's not bad. And the Banshee, getting more damage, but it does get taken down.
Yeah, some nice damage there. Meanwhile, RunaMoK did go for a faster 3cc build, so he already has that 3rd CC, just pumping out as many workers as he can.
Yeah, definitely going for that heavy econ build instead of the heavy timing focused build.
Yeah, and with that, like, he's already got a decent amount of tanks out as well, just in case there was like this big counter attack. And he's looking to approach this matchup a little bit differently.
Yeah, no, he's definitely ready. He decided, okay, early timing not working out. I mean, Southeast Asian Zerg players tend to be more like early game, mid game focused players. They're more aggressive players. They play the more aggressive styles. This is a common trend within the region for Zerg players in general. And I guess RunaMoK is like, yep, this won't work out, you know. With the aggression levels of Nux, like, he's gonna instead focus on just trading out some cheap Hellions and, you know, just working on his econ.
Yeah, and so far he's done a really good job at dealing that damage and defending as well. Like he's got his Marines here on the left-hand side protecting his third, so this run by shouldn't deal too much damage. On the flip side of things, we do have Nux once again. I guess this is what he enjoys going for, and I don't blame him. He's going for the mutas.
Yeah, Mutiling Bane is the classic. It is just it's a tale as old as time. Bio versus Lingbane Muta.
But time's not that old.
Oh my god. Thank you, noise suppression, for cutting out my sigh. Disappointment.
Is he like 19?
He's 20 now, no?
Oh my god.
Hold up. Let me look this up.
Oh god, oh god.
Oh, hot pickup. I tagged back in to see that. Oh. Yeah, he's 20.
20, Jesus. These guys are getting
21
old.
this year.
I remember when he was like 16. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, he's like 16. He goes to Korea. He goes to Jake's house.
Yeah.
As I like to call it. Yeah, back in the day when he was just showing up, you know. Yeah, and now here he is.
Oh my god, exactly. RunaMoK, he's harnessing his inner time right now. This is absolutely disgusting. Like, these Marines are dealing an insane amount of damage, even catching a couple of mutas as they come out.
Yeah, no, they're trading out really well right now. Abusing that cliff. And, oh, this kid, what? He's dropping it on the Reaper cliff.
Look at this! He's getting, like, Bailey, he's getting more things. Oh my god.
I didn't know you could drop on there.
Oh my god.
I had no clue that this was a spot that you can drop on. I thought it was just the spot the Reaper hops on.
It's disgusting. There was it was early Legacy of the Void. There was a map where there was a Reaper cliff like this, except it was big enough for a tank. That was disgusting.
I think I've seen clips of Beyond abusing that. Actually.
Yeah.
I might have seen a clip somewhere of Beyond using that.
Beyond abused the hell. That was, oh god, those were dark times. But here we have, yo, he's unsieged.
Oh, he's unsieged, caught at the bottom of the ramp. The bio's all behind the tanks, and he's gonna get crushed here, honestly, by these things. But the trade out here, the Marines able to trade out, and Nux taps out. That drop was nasty.
It's absolutely disgusting. GG, well played. RunaMoK. He comes back in. His debut in Demi SEA Weekly and 2-0s Nux.
Yep. It was not a bad game at all from RunaMoK. Absolutely solid turn.